Sorry, please. I was just informed that this wasn't being recorded, so we're recording right now, and then we can proceed. All right. So I hope we're following. I need you to catch where we're going to, and I'm trying to make it as interactive and participatory as possible, so you can all get the information seamlessly. All right. Now, you buy this thing from a particular warehouse somewhere there. In that warehouse, you have somebody called Mr. P, and Mr. P happened to be your friend, right? Mr. P is a friend to Mr. Y, and you buy this thing at 100 naira from the warehouse of Mr. P to sell at 120. Mr. P puts a call through to you. Today is Thursday, and Mr. P tells you that by Monday, this product that we buy from the warehouse at 100 and you're planning to sell at 120, due to the inflation rate in Nigeria, and I hope you know we have the highest inflation ever recorded in the country right now. Due to the inflation rate in Nigeria, this product will now be going for 150 naira. Cost price from the warehouse will now be going for 150 naira. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are Mr. Y, what will you do to the 1,000 pieces of this product sitting in your warehouse? What will you do to it now? Or what will you do with regards to some sitting in the warehouse? I want you to put your answer in the chat box. What will you do? You usually buy it at 100, you want to sell at 120, and you got a call that is now going to go for 150 from the warehouse coming Monday. What will you do? I want you to tell me in the chat box if you're following me. What will you do? Somebody said increase the price. Jafar, increase the price. I will stop for that moment. Hold on sales. I will buy, hold it, not sell now. Hold on till it becomes 150 and sell. I will stop selling. Right? Yes. Practically everybody who has responded has responded. Stop for that sale. And if I could borrow, I will buy more from the warehouse. Hold on to the one in my store. Buy more to sell later. Oh, there's an answer I'm looking for that somebody has not given. Everything you are saying here is correct, truly. Right? I will increase the price. If you increase the price, people may not buy it yet. Right? Okay, so you are Mr. Y, you got that information. If you are Mr. Y and you got that information, and you went to the warehouse, they have only like 1,000. You buy the extra 1,000. But Mr. Z still has his 1,000 sitting intact. What will you do to Mr. Z's own? What do you think will you do to Mr. Z's own? Remember, Mr. Z does not have the information yet. What will you do to Mr. B, Mr. Z? He doesn't have the information yet. You buy from Mr. Z even at 120, right? You buy Mr. Z's own even at 120, and you'll be wondering what is wrong with you. He would be wondering what is wrong with you, right? Oh my. Now, the question is this. By Monday, Mr. Z's eyes will look something like this. Right? You're like, what? What happened? Right? And you will be looking more like this. The happy guy in the block. Right? Now, my question, let's go back to let's clear this up now and look at that. So already we've been able to establish some of the laws of trading here. We have been able to establish some of the laws of trading. And number one is that when we know that there's going to be a rise in price, we buy. When we know that there's going to be a rise in price, we buy. And of course, the inverse is true. When we know that there's going to be a drop in price, we sell. right? Most people tend to forget this. So I use a storyline to tell them this is R&B, like the music, or rice and beans for food, right? So when there's going to be a rise in price, you buy. You heard that there was going to be a rise in price, you buy. If you had heard that there was going to be a drop in price and that in the warehouse is now going to be selling for $90 or 90 naira, you most likely have sold off yours at a giveaway price of 110 just to ensure you make some profit and get out of the transaction. That is the rule for trading. So we buy low when it is going up and we sell high. So we buy low, and once it gets high, we sell. The difference between the buying price and the sell price is called our range, and that's what we call profit. So why did the first man, Mr. Y, what gave Mr. Y the benefit to make profit is information. Information was what made Mr. Y to be beneficial. So in the age where we live in, if you are one of those people that say, I like sitting on my own, I don't want anybody to disturb me, I don't disturb anybody, I just did it quietly, you most likely not be rich. True, nobody will disturb you. You will live, but you most likely not be rich. Right? Because if you count the top 10 richest company in the world right now, you won't find manufacturing companies there. You won't find oil and gas there. You find companies in information and IT related business. You find the Facebooks, you find the Tesla guy, right? And even him has PayPal and the likes. Recently, the richest man in the world presently now, Elon Musk, invested 1.5 billion naira in cryptocurrency, right? So information rules the world right now. And if you are here, you're still struggling, like the person that called me from UK, she's tired of doing a 9 to 6 job, and you're tired of that, and you're not thinking of how to move forward, then you'll be stuck in the rat race practically forever. Right. So as traders, we're dealing with either currency, stocks, commodities, and all the likes. We need something to give us an information that price is going to go up or price is going to go down. I'm not going to go into the technicalities of how we arrive at. I'm going to be showing us one particular tool that can help us have an inkling as to whether price is going to go up or not. And I'm not going to explain the technicalities here. I'll do that in another from Monday when we meet in the professional class, right? And I'll be willing to help you. By God's grace, we've been able to train well over 8,000 people, right? And it's your turn to get trained, basically. So I'm going to introduce you to a concept called the moving average. Somebody is saying no audio at all. It's going to be your own fault, right? Some people, it's your own fault if you are not plugged in. You are supposed to click on the audio device, except if today is your first time of coming into a Zoom session. Right, so let's move on. Right, I'm going to quickly share something with you. Now, just look at this sequence. Look at the screen and see. If I add one, okay, let me leave that. I'll leave that for the professional class. I'm going to introduce you to a concept called the EMA, the exponential moving average, and we'll use that to determine when price will most likely drop or not, right? So I'll be sharing my screen, my MT4 right now. And there's a tool we use as traders, and we call it MT4, right? And I'm going to show you how to do this on your laptop, and I'm also going to show you how to do this on your phone, right? I'm not going to give all the details because it's going to go. We don't have the time to give out all the details in one day. We'll be having a 2 weeks training for 2 hours every day, right? So that's about 20 hours, and it will be recorded, and you can have access to the video. And to always go back and watch, and I'll show you how this is being done. Right, so, and the essence of teaching you, we're going to teach you this, and after then we'll mentor you to become what you call a prop trader, right? Prop trader, you trade for some big firms. There are many of them. Go look at it. When you are done, go Google things like FTMO, Firefast, CTI. These are organizations that can give you as much as $100,000. If you can prove to them that you know what you're doing, you pass through a process of proof. Once you're able to prove to them that you know what you're doing, they give you this amount, and they'll tell you you can't lose more than 5% in a day, and you can't lose more than 10% in total, right? If you make profit, you share, they give you 70% of that money, and they take 30%. So imagine if you make a 10%, even if it takes you 2 months to make a 10%, you'll be making $10,000, and they'll give you $7,000, and they'll hold on to $3,000. If you are here and you're a Nigerian, just do the math yourself, type in 7,000 and multiply by the present exchange rate, approximately 750. You could be earning this amount either every month or every 2 months. Even if it takes you 6 to 7 months to do that, I can tell you, for many people who have listened to me, even if they had worked in the organization for donkey years, they won't be able to arrive at this fee, at this amount, right? They won't be able to do that. Right, so basically, for those of you that are using your laptop, go to Insert. You can see my screen, Insert. You go to Indicators. You come to Trend, right? Insert, Indicators, Trend, and you look for something we call the moving average, right? You click on it. When you click on it, the period here will be a different number. I want you to type in 200. Your shift will be 0. Your MA method should be exponential. You're going to be applying this to close. You apply this to close, right? And for the sake of this class, we use red here, or let's use blue. We use blue, and then we say OK. Once I do that, a blue line is going to appear on my screen, just like you can see, right? This is the 200 moving exponential average. And what it basically does is that it gives us an idea of what price is doing. Notice that these green and red bars, we call them candles, when they go above the blue line, it is most likely that price will continue to push up. You can see that price was basically pushing up after it went above, right? Price is continuing to push up after it went above. Notice also that when it came down below the 200, which is the blue line, price started to sell, right? Remember, when price is coming down, we mean we are selling. When price is coming down, we want to sell. When price is going up, we want to buy, right? That is how we do this, right? So now we're going to add another thing. We'll come back again to Insert, go to Indicators. Then this time I want you to come to this point called Bill Williams. Bill Williams, and you're going to choose this tool called Accelerator Oscillator. And when you click on it, boom, it's going to appear on your screen like this. Just leave it at default and click on OK. Now an Accelerator Oscillator appears on your screen, right? The green here is telling you that buying pressure is coming in, and the red tells you that selling pressure is coming in. We want this thing to be, I'm going to explain that later on when we get to the professional class. You guys will be learning more on that. All right, so let's see how we use this to decide what to do. So when price is above the blue line, we are basically looking for reasons to buy, right? We're basically looking for reasons to buy. When we want to buy, we want this green to be up, right? Let me annotate so you guys can see. When we want to buy, we want these green bars to be up. You notice that some are pointing downwards, some are pointing upwards. We only want to buy when these green bars are pointing upwards, right? So notice at this level, this is above, but we want to buy, right? So we want to see two green bars back to back upwards. So you see, we had two green bars here, but they were down. I want to see two green bars upwards, right? Then I'll be ready to buy. Then I'm ready to buy. If I bring this line here, you notice 2 green bars upwards meets at this point. I'm entering and I'm buying. If I had bought this, this would have given me something close to like 81 pips. 81 pips on Euro USD is equivalent to $8, is equivalent to $81, is equivalent to $812, depending on the lot size you use. And I'm sure you've been told what lot size is. If you don't understand fully, we'll be discussing in the next class. And you can see we have several entries. At this point, again, here, we also had instances where we had 2 lines also, right? Up, back to back, coincided with this point, and again, we would have bought, right? If we're looking for the sell, the same thing will happen. We'll only sell when price is beneath the line. When price is beneath, okay, so let's look at this. Price fell beneath, boom. We will now be looking for opportunities when we have 2 of this red back to back downwards. So see, I'm going to take a crosshair. Look at, we had 2 reds, but they were above and price was still above up here. Then when it crossed down, we had 1 red down, 2nd red down, which is the close of this candle. If you had entered, this thing dropped for 60 pips, it dropped for 1 something pips, all the way to 157 pips, which is equivalent to $15, $157, or $1,576, depending on how much you trade. And again, we had several entries. So the first entry was at the close of this candle, right? Again, price pushed up, then we had 2 down candles, 1, 2 here. Again, would have entered. He played around with us and dropped. Again, now notice this area here. We have the red up. We're not looking at that. We're wanting to see red down. So we had 1, 2 downwards here. Again, right? It happened on this candle. And then we would have sold again and made some pips. Who won? Notice this level here. Again, we had 2 candles up. We're not interested in that. We're looking for the candles down. We want 1, 2 candles down. We find the 1, 2 bars down here. We would have entered and it would play with us for a while, but it still gave us some profits. That is one simple method. This is a rough method just so you guys can practice, but it basically works and some people use it. We have one student that joined us around March. Is it March? No, May last year. He was earning about 30,000 working for a construction company somewhere in Lekki. And during the lockdown, work was halted, and that was when we actually had the vision to train Nigerians, let them know that you could actually sit down in your house and make money basically from the blues. He learned this skill and started trading. Presently, he has his own YouTube. He earns his monthly salary in a week, and sometimes less than a week. He had to resign. He sent a picture to us when he started building his house, and I'm happy for him. He's a unique person in the sense that he caught up pretty fast. Some don't catch that fast. Of course, all fingers are not equal, but when you put in your burst, you get it out. So here, I'm going to pick up another pair so that you guys can see. Let's go to things like sugar. Let's say I want to trade sugar, right? This is sugar on my screen right now, and you can see it up there, sugar. So price is basically above the blue line. So at what point will I enter? When I see 2 bars to the upside, right? 1 bar, 2 bars to the upside. At the close of this point, I'm entering. Price played, but price went up, right? Price went up. Again, I'm looking, where will I enter? Price pull back. I have 2 bars to the upside. And here again, you can see 1, 2. So at the top of this point, I'm entering. And boom, price went up. Price went up, ladies and gentlemen. What you don't know is bigger than you. It's not everybody that sits there at home that is jobless. Some people are doing something wonderful with that. If you had used this principle, let me see. I doubt if this broker has crypto. They don't, but you could have made. Let's try gold. Let's try gold. If you try this on gold, all right, this is gold basically, right? So you wanted to go in for a buy. It was above here, it was buying here, but the signal down has not given you a buy. You need two blue, two green to the upside to enter. And here you are, you have it, two green there. So you have the first one and the second one, and they would have gone in here and boom, gold went up, right? Massive profit there, 430 pips. That's about $430 or 4,000 plus dollars that you could have made, ladies and gentlemen, right? How do we enter the trades? I'm sure you've been taught that. If you've not been taught, we'll discuss that when we meet at the professional class. But I can give you an example. Here we have a new order. I could basically just call up, okay, gold might have closed by now. Let's pick a currency that will still be on. Let's take AUD USD and call up. And let's say I want to take a trade on AUD USD right about now. Price is above, so I'll be looking for two green above. So we don't have the two green yet. The greens are still pointing downwards. But let's say let's assume that we actually saw two greens. I'll just come here on my screen. You can see new order. New order. I'll click on new order, right? I'll type in the volume. What is the quantity I want to buy? Do I want to buy, like if you go to buy rice or whatever, you tell them I want one mudu, one ike joba, one paint rubber. You also, here in this business too, you have to determine how much are you willing to buy. So let's say I'm willing to buy 0.02 lot size, and I want to buy. I just simply click on buy here. Boom. Once I click on buy, it tells me my buy is successful, right? Notice you have a green line on my screen now, which is my buy. I can put my take profit there, and I can put my take profit at that point, right? By simply dragging it up there, I have my take profit. I can have my stop loss. If price comes this low, I'm willing to take a loss of $5, $6, and if price goes up, I'm willing to take a profit of $7. This is just arbitrary, right? And the trade is now running on this account, right? The trade is now running on the account. So here is the trade running, AUD/USD running, and here I'll be seeing my profit as price continues to go, right? Notice that there's a difference between what the type of trading we're doing here and the type of trading being done in Alaba or something. Because if you are a merchant of, let's say you're a physical merchant of gold, and you hear that the price of gold is going to go down, and you're a physical merchant of gold, you have to practically be ringing the bell to get somebody to buy that gold from you. But when you're trading online, you don't need that. You basically just click on buy or sell, and it's executed instanta, right? So I'll be showing you how to do this on the phone right now, and with that, we'll call it a wrap for tonight. I hope to see as many of you as possible on Monday when we start the professional class for the next 2 weeks. For the next 2 weeks. So just hold on. I'll share my screen right now, and the next screen you see will most likely be that of my phone. Just a moment. If you have questions, you could drop them in the chat box. If time permits, we will be able to take them. If not, then we'll take them some other time. All right, so I'll be sharing my screen right now of my phone, and we'll do this same thing on the phone. All right, you should be seeing my phone right about now. And this is what an MT4 looks like on the phone. This is what the MT4 looks like on the phone. So, and here you have on my screen, I have this. Let me take this out temporarily. All right, so your phone will your screen will most likely look empty like this. And now I want to do exactly the same thing we did on the laptop now on my phone. So if you look up, you'll notice something that looks like an F up on my screen. on my phone at the top there, you see something that looks like a factorial sign, an F. Just click on that F. It will bring up this. Now, you remember we went to trend. On the laptop, we went to trend. So here, trend is also the first thing. And then you pick your moving average, right? Your moving average is somewhere there in the mix, right? You click on moving average. And then you're going to put your period as 200, right? Your shift as 0. Your method as exponential. Your apply to close. And your style is basically what color do you want it to be, how thick do you want it to be. I'm going to leave that at 4 pixel and blue color, and I'll click on done. Once I click on done, now you can see the blue moving average on my screen, right? You can basically see the blue moving average on my screen, and for every time price goes above the blue moving average, I'm basically a buyer. I'm basically a buyer because price above the moving average is telling me that there's every likelihood that price will continue to go up. That is the informant I need. Remember, we said it's difficult to predict what the world will do, but you could look at it and say, okay, if ABC happens, then DXY will most likely happen, right? And so I'll be showing you how to add the second one. You simply click on that F button again. Then there's a small F plus sign to the top right-hand corner of my screen. I'm going to click on that F plus sign. Then I'm going to scroll down until I get to Bill Williams. And I'm going to click on the tool we clicked before, which is the accelerator oscillator. And you can see that there, that's the very first one. I'll click on the accelerator oscillator. It brings me down here. I'm going to pick it instantly. I'll just say done. Boom. And now you have on my screen my accelerator oscillator, right? On my screen, right about the accelerator oscillator. You follow the same rules. Price is above the blue line, and I want to buy. I would be looking for 2 blue-green candles to the upside, which happened right about here. And at that point, I'm entering for my buy and see the way price went up, right? If I missed that one, well, I have another 2 green here. And this way, I would have entered here, and I'm still in my buy, right? I'm still in my buy. Pretty simple, guys. Very pretty simple, right? I know I have a way of making it look too simple. It might not be completely simple like I'm saying it, but well, here you are. And again, we all need to appreciate what we have. People who have traveled, keep calling and like, wait, like we hear you guys are doing something good here. We have somebody who sent her child to school in Canada and wanted to bring the child down, if not for the lockdown, so the child could learn and sustain himself. Is doable if you put your mind into it, right? So basically, I just showed you how to find a trade. I'm going to change the currency right now. Let's go to something like, let's look for the Great British Pound versus the Japanese Yen, which we call the GBP, or perhaps we'll look for an index. Maybe let's look for NAS 100, which is the top 100 tech companies in the United States, NAS 100. So I'll click on NAS 100. And when I click on NAS 100, I want to look for where is my line, my blue line, and the price. Price is above my blue line, meaning I should be looking for reasons to buy. So when price trades down, I'm looking for price to trade down, then I'm looking for 2 blue, 2 green up, right? Again, price traded down here, price traded down here, then I see my 2 green up there, somewhere around here. I'm entering and I'm buying, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, price goes up. Price goes up and I'm there. How do I take a trade on my phone? Again, another simple method, another simple way of doing that. Just look at the topmost right on my phone. You see something that looks like a plus sign inside something that looks like a rectangle. Just click on that plus sign. Once you click on that plus sign, it brings you straight down here. And now I want to click on either buy or sell, depending on the quantity I'm interested in selling. So let's say in this case, I'm interested in selling a 0.1 lot size, and I want to buy. In this case, I just need to click buy. If you check to my screen, you see sell and buy down there. I just need to click buy. When I click on buy, boom, it tells me my order has been opened, and now I have a trade running right on my in front of you. We have a trade running. It's presently in negative of about $16-11 because I have to pay the broker's fee. And as it continues that way, we might end up making profit if our analysis is correct. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you are excited to have this ability where you sit down in your house, you analyze the market, and you make money without traveling abroad? Right in front of you, this thing is turning blue. Can you see it's changed from red? When it's red, it means you're in a loss. When it changes to blue, wow, we're in profit already. We're in profit already. We're in profit already. Can you see that? That is how this thing is done. That is how it's done, right? I know I have a way of making it sound very easy. It has a lot of things that have to do with your psychology and everything that will be teaching you that. But I need you to learn to take your destiny in your hands. Presently, in Nigeria, I'm going to share my other screen as I begin to wrap up. It's 9:02 right now. And I need you guys to understand some fundamentals that will help. Let's see our trade. We're taking a trade here. Okay, this is up, drop to like now is even. Most likely it may go into profit before we end this webinar because ADSD is basically bullish, right? Now you can see it's in profit of about 8 cents and it's pushing up in profit, 8 cents already, right in front of you guys. We did all this right in front of you. This is not hearsay. You can see it making profit right before your very eyes. Like we say in Nigeria, before your koro eyes, right? So I don't care if you've been scammed before I've been scammed. I don't care if you've been deceived before I've been deceived. I've had my own fair share. Before I decided this was what I was going to do, I was a banker for well over about 10 years or thereabout, and I was the manager of one of the foremost banks, an old bank in Nigeria here. I just discovered, well, this thing is in profit. I can see here, it's about 20 cents profit, right? I just discovered that many people will walk into my office, you walk into the manager's office, and I'm looking at them from my eyeglass, and they tell me, hey, hello, something I will explain. And some of them will tell me, look, I used to be your colleague. I said, yes, yeah, I was like you some 3-4 years back. I said, wow, welcome. So I'll stand up and greet them and everything. But when I look at their lifestyle after they left, it's basically nothing to write home about. You know, some people lost their job during this corona period, and just 2 months after losing their job, they look like a shadow of themselves. They look like a shadow of themselves because they don't have any other thing they can do without relying on anybody. When you learn this skill, you can buy or sell without calling anybody. You don't need to call your broker. You don't need to do anything. You buy or sell sitting in your house. In fact, the greatest challenge you will have is not growing pot belly, because you'll be sitting down on your seat for hours looking at the thing, and all of a sudden it's called that your stomach that used to have 6-pack will coagulate and turn to 1-pack, and now you'll be looking for how to find a treadmill to exercise. The rich people or the people who are comfortable, they need to run up and down to burn fat. And the people who are hungry, they need to run up and down to get food, right? Which would you prefer, to run to burn the fat or run to get the food? All that depends on you. In the Nigeria we are today, if you have 100 naira saved in your account at an inflation rate of well over 16% right now per annum, it simply means at the end of the year, your money would have reduced by 16%, right? So if you are relying on the fact that you do what they call PFA, pension fund administration and everything, and you're saving money at a rate of 10% inflation rate, it to take just 10 years for the money you saved 10 years ago to lose value completely. And you think you're saving for your future. Hell no, you are not. You are not. Because the PFAs are not generating 16% or 10% per annum for you. And if they are not generating 16% or 10% per annum for you, it means your money is reducing in value, is dropping in value. So you're not really saving for your future, you're just deceiving yourself. I hope I've been able to encourage some of you here to look into developing a skill that you can transfer to your children. Let's look at our trade again. Here we are on our trade. Just hold on. Boom, is 50 cents up. 50 cents up is moving, and I use one of the smallest lot size possible, right? If I'd used 0.2, this would have been, that 50 cents would have been like $5. If I use 2 standard lots, that 50 cents there would have been $50. Just right now, we would have done $50 sitting in front of you right now. We would have done $50. And that is the skill I want you guys to have at the back of your mind as you prepare to join the professional class. Am I on Telegram right here? I want to show you something quickly. Am I on Telegram? Right, you can see the profit is growing, 54 cents is growing. That could have been $5. That could have been $56. It all depends. What's the difference between oscillators up, right, and the ones pointing down? I explained that. I explained exactly what I want you to see. Right, so we have a group, we have people, we have a lot of people with rich vision. Once you join, we don't only take you up for 2 weeks. We try to give you some level of mentorship if you yield yourself, right? So here I'm giving some other people info. BNB when it was I bought BNB when it was $48, and right here you can see BNB is now $193, right? We bought Bitcoin, remember, when it was just $30. We bought Ethereum when it was a $200 and something last year. Ethereum is sitting at 1,932, massive gains there, right? We show people some of the profits we make. Here is one, right? That's trading Bitcoin. Trading Bitcoin, we give signals to people, we tell them how to do this. These are people who have paid already, right? These are people who have paid already, who have passed through our training, and now we're still giving them, after training, hand-holding them to ensure they understand the currency market and ensure that they internalize this properly, right? So I believe I've been able to give some info. This video will be uploaded on YouTube. You go watch, and if you want to get more content, go to our general YouTube page. It's called Simply Pips. Simply Pips. Just search for Simply Pips on YouTube. Simply Pips on YouTube, and subscribe. Right? Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get info. I drop free content there once a while for the general populace. Besides that, watch the video, and I hope to see you guys on Monday. So tomorrow will be the last day of this free webinar, and the chairman himself will be here to take you on some other stuff. I believe I've been able to add some value. If you think that you got some value, no matter how little it is, let's put a 222 in the chat box as we wrap up tonight. You think you got some value, no matter how little it is tonight, drop a 222 in the chat box as we wrap up tonight. Oh, great. Oh, great. Right, so I'll be happy to have you guys. Let's not allow the people who have traveled out to be the ones. You are a little, you are in Nigeria here. You don't have to wait until you go out and discover that things are tough, then you start calling back home. You are here, make life sweet for yourself. God bless you all. See you tomorrow, same time, and on Monday, of course, we'll meet again. Bye-bye.